Hey everyone, it's SpursRail96 here. Welcome to another Train Sim World 4 live stream. Hope you're doing well out there, wherever you are around the world. And also hope you've had a good weekend as well. For today's live stream, we will be taking a look at, sadly, the only French route in Train Sim World, the LGV Méditerranée, which is set in the south of France. So yeah, we're going to go into its journey mode and have some fun with the iconic super speed train that is the TGV Duplex. Okay. I think we will leave the depot and then we will do a run from Marseille to Avignon. That sounds good to me. Always nice to get back in LGV Méditerranée. I haven't played it in quite some time. It's one of my favourite routes. Yeah, the scenery and the timetable isn't brilliant, but or the variation in the timetable in terms of TGV sets maybe. They're always two sets connected together instead of just a single set like you see in the scenarios. But the driving experience is great. The TGV experience, the driving experience is pretty solid, and obviously whilst the route itself looks pretty bad in most areas really, the stations are good and the topography of the route is very undulating, so it's almost like a roller coaster kind of experience, and yeah, pretty fun. So let's just go into the settings, turn on the motion blur. Oh, don't have to unlock doors. Very rarely do I do a depot move. Right. Manual control. Master switch on. Set the tail lights off. No, not yet. I've got to pantograph selected to normal. There we go, we're up and running. Right. Fiddle around with the dials and the lights. Should be a gauge light somewhere. There it is. Alright, let's head into platform G of Marseille Saint-Charles. Full power if necessary. There we go. That's what we'll be using. The TGV Duplex Series 200. So I think each set consists of 8 in total, 2 power cars and 6 coaches, if I'm not mistaken. And here comes the second set. I haven't turned on the safety systems, I won't need them on. No need, as we're only going to be coming up to the buffers here at Marseille. Scooby-Saurus, hey, how are you? Nice to see you, hope you're well. One thing that is interesting, and Dovetail updated the catenary and the overhead line rendering for this route, but they didn't bother updating the lighting or the sky textures or anything like that. It would be cool if we got the old duplex, the Resu duplex, the R duplex. I think that would be really, really cool. Kind of spice things up a little bit. Because it's been far too long since we've had anything French-wise in the game. Content, that is, new content. This route was released, what, 3 years ago, I think? 3 odd years ago, something like that. Oh, I might have misjudged it here. Oh no, we should be fine. Perfect. And there we go. That's the first one done. Excellent. Now let's continue and begin the passenger service. Hey Commando, nice to see you. Hope you're well. Yes, I'm not too bad, thank you. Just having some fun on the LGV Méditerranée. Driving mode, manual control. Gauge lights on, tail lights off. Wrong one. That's it. DC setting, yep. There we go. That's all tickety-boo. Set the panel lights. Set the gauge lights to maximum. Oh yeah, of course, safety systems. Can't forget that. It's been so long since I've been on this route and the train. Feels like a reset for me. New experience. It's like I picked up the route for the first time. Does crocodile work? I don't think it does, but I'll turn it on anyway. KVB and VACMA. I think everything is all good to go. So let's sit in the driver's seat. Get the desk light turned off. So this is the train. Very well made by Dovetail. It's still for me one of the best models they've made in quite some time. And the coaches themselves, they look pretty smart as well. Even got a bar on that coach, little buffet car if you like. And yeah, the station itself, Marseille Saint-Charles, is very well modelled. Dovetail usually do a decent job with the big termini stations. And obviously you got the station announcements in French. And you've even got the destination displays or in full working order, which is good. And this one as well, look at that, it's got the coaches, what platform we're on, platform G, and the station signs as well are in French. So yeah, I think this route is pretty underrated. I mean, yeah, the scenery in the countryside is pretty crap. It's nothing like Schnellfahrstrecke Kassel Würzburg, but I think just the driving experience with the TGV and the topography of the route, like I said earlier, especially if you turn on the safety systems, really mash that all together, you end up having a great ride. Interesting challenge, that's for sure. Okay, so let's depart the station. We will head to the power changeover location, which I think is before the first tunnel, and that is 7 kilometers away. The depot is over there to our left. Thought we were going in the depot for a second. I thought I have picked the right service, haven't I? Commander was tempted to get this when he announced it years back, but the AI rendering put me off. Plus, there's only like 2 stations. Yeah, it's 3 altogether. I can't remember how long the route length is. I think it's like 50 something kilometers, or no, it can't be 50 kilometers. It's got to be like I would say between 80 and 90 kilometers. It's exactly the same as the Train Simul Classic version. The only difference is the TGVs and the different livery, like blue and grey livery and mixed with silver. I really like that livery. I really want that to be in the game. Obviously, you can get that by via the Train Sim community website or by all the Creators Club. But I prefer an accurate recreation, all the bells and whistles, the decals, and from Dovetail, maybe a third-party dev. But yeah, I'm hoping, deep down that hopefully we get like a route extension up to Lyon, like they did in Train Sim Classic, or add a loco add-on to this route, the old Resu duplex. That will be welcome, alongside maybe a lighting and weather update to this route. I'd take that, and I think certainly a few French fans of the game would welcome that as well. Yeah, it's true, Scooby-Saurus. It is more interesting. Obviously, you don't have some sort of cruise control system. I mean, it might do. I don't know, actually, to be fair. It might do. I've just never bothered exploring into whether the duplex has a speed control system. But yeah, it's on this route in particular. To me, it's just much more enjoyable to operate high-speed passenger services compared to Kassel Würzburg. I like Kassel Würzburg. I mean, to this day, it's the longest route in the game, and if you don't have the LZB on, it can be quite a challenge. And the ICE1 as well is quite an interesting multiple unit to operate. But do I prefer that over the LGV Méditerranée? No. Going through an abandoned station, I think. I remember at a time when the Dovetail was acquired by the new French company, this route for a short period of time was available for free. It's very rare in these days we get anything free in Train Sim World. So that was a rare moment. Station, another abandoned one. The scenarios as well are actually quite interesting as well. Especially like the one where you navigate through a thunderstorm. The dynamic weather coming into play. I do like that. Obviously, when LGV Méditerranée was introduced, dynamic weather wasn't a thing in Train Sim World. I never bother using dynamic weather anymore, simply because I don't think it's very good. Right, we're coming up to the power changeover location. So I best get the desk light on, because I'm going to need it to see what I'm doing. Here we go. Diving underground. Okay. Lower the pantograph. LGV. And set it to normal. And then rearm the circuit breaker. There we go. There we go. The first stop is Aix-en-Provence. It's just under 10 kilometers away. And it's a great station, Aix-en-Provence. Lovely glass roof and facade. Certainly very different architecturally to Marseille. Speed limit will increase. Will it increase? It should increase. Oh no, of course it's not, because the 270 is flashing. So yeah, we're going to be on the restricted speed. Might be a train up ahead, maybe. That's at the station. I mean, there's not many services on this route. I think it's like 50 odd. So it's very, very bare as far as services go. There's a couple of variations. You get some that stop at Aix-en-Provence and some that just storm straight through. There we go. Whoa. Brake, 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 brake. Don't want the train to shout at me with its safety system alarms and all that jazz. There we go. Just under 4 kilometers to go until Aix-en-Provence. And we are merging out of the tunnel into broad daylight. Scooby-Saurus, are you getting the Long Island Railroad route next week? You mean the commuter, the new one? Well, I'm not going to get it straight away. That's guaranteed. So I won't be picking it up next week. No, but it is interesting. It's for me. I've kind of two thoughts about it. It's kind of like a double-edged sword for me. In one side, I'm quite pleased that the Long Island Railroad is getting. Oh, sugar! I've made a mistake. Yeah, safety systems weren't happy with me there. That's my fault. Too busy chatting. Bugger. Release the brakes. It's not gonna let me, is it? No, never mind. Come on. Nope. No, it's not gonna do it. Put on the power again, maybe. There we go. I think it just wanted me to reduce speed a little bit more, but it brought me to a stop, which isn't great because now we're running late. Never mind. Oh well. Well, I'll speak about the Long Island Railroad in a second. I think I'll just get to Aix-en-Provence first. As far as this stream goes, I'm just going to do 2 journeys, one up and one back. So this won't be a particularly long stream. Well, as long as I don't make any more mistakes. It's probably one of the easiest routes to not make a mistake. But here we are. Here is Aix-en-Provence. Set the brakes to maximum. Using the wrong bleating brake for starters. Oh my gosh. Making a mess of this. Oh dearie me. Jesus Christ. You could tell I ain't been on this in a while. I'm messing up using the wrong brake types and all that jazz. Ay ay ay. Oh dear. Let's do that again. Oh dear. Rewind. No wonder I wasn't slowing down. It's using the throttle lever, the power handle. Right. Circuit breaker on. Tail lights off. Gauge lights on. Set it to normal. Rearm the circuit breaker. There we go, it's the train fired into life again. No, we don't need the desk light on. I can see what I'm doing. Safety systems. Interested to see what safety system actually slowed me down on the approach to Aix-en-Provence. I've actually got no idea which one it was. Crocodile. I don't think Crocodile actually works. I think only, the switch itself works. I don't think it's been simulated. Anyway, what was Scooby-Saurus asking? Are you getting Long Island Railroad route next week? No, I will not be getting it next week. And I'll tell you why. I'm a little bit on. I'm kind of not sure, but I kind of want to, but then at the same time, I kind of don't want to because I feel a bit insulted by what Dovetail have done, really. So what they have done is they've taken the original Long Island Railroad route, they've upgraded it, in terms of the lighting, some scenery textures, some scenery assets, the multiple unit, the M7. They've got a new timetable, and just to make it feel even better, they've added a new section of track, which is the Long Beach branch or line. Now, thinking of that, immediately you can compare it to Southeastern High Speed, because that got very similar treatment. The route was upgraded, it was extended, and to players that previously owned Southeastern High Speed, you could get it, the upgraded version, for free. Now, of course, Dovetail being greedy Dovetail, they don't want to give this one away for free. So, to make it reasonable, I suppose, to put a £30 price tag on it, or a $40, $50 price tag on it, they throw in a new multiple unit, the M9. Which, I've got no problem with seeing a new multiple unit. What really stinks is that they don't let you have a significant discount to players that may have previously owned the Long Island Railroad, be it for 2 days or 4 or 5 years. That's what really annoys me. I'm not saying we should have the route for free, because it's Dovetail. They're not going to do that anymore. But it would have been nice to have had a significant discount. I think on Steam you can. I mean, it's not really much of a discount. It's 20% off. But consoles, you don't get that at all. In the past, I think you used to. For me on PlayStation, I had PlayStation Plus in the past, and I got a 20% discount on one of the newer routes back in Train Sim World 3 as a consequence of owning a route that had the exact same multiple unit. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that, I imagine 50 odd or 60% of its community ain't gonna get this route, on a discount, which I find insulting. What I think Dovetail should have done is upgraded the original Long Island Railroad in the first place. Not just take the original, upgrade it, stick a new timetable on it, add a new section to Long Breach, and then, to avoid the arguments or, I suppose, hate, they'll get from sections of the community for putting a price tag on it. The excuse they'll use is, oh, well, we've got a new multiple unit, a new train. That's why we've got to put a price tag on it, or this specific number of pounds and pennies in your country or region. So, yeah. I'm kind of pleased, but, a little bit insulted at the same time. I mean, what's going to happen with the original Long Island Railroad we got now? I mean, is that going to go? Is it going to be gone? Because there's no point having it, really. Because it will be inferior, It'll be outdated, it will look outdated, and sound outdated. So, yeah. But we'll wait and see. There hasn't even been a live stream yet on of a preview, is there, of the Long Island Railroad commuter? So the fact it's coming out next week, and yeah, makes me curious as to what condition it's going to be in, because they've done this thing before with remember New York Trenton, the last major commuter passenger route they did. They took a section of Northeast Corridor New York, they touched it up a little bit, they added a new section going to Trenton, and put on New Jersey Transit traction, and actually the traction itself was pretty decent, and the route length was good, but the timetable was far too quiet. So Dovetail tried to make amends by that by upgrading and updating the timetable, which they did, and the numbers look pretty good. But the problem is the stability just went out the window, and so it's barely playable, even on high spec PCs and consoles. The frame rate is just appalling. So hopefully Dovetail will have learned their lesson, and produced a overall better experience with this US commuter style route. What's ironic is that even though Dovetail updated the Long Island Railroad M7 and obviously created the M9, the M3 has been left in the dust. It's been left in the background. It's not part of the Long Island Railroad commuter. You have to buy it separately. And to add insult to injury, they haven't updated that in any way, shape or form. You know, physics, sounds, anything like that. So that is very disappointing. Because they should have done what they did with the 465, where that was a separate add-on to Southeastern High Speed, and they bundled it in with the upgraded Southeastern High Speed. They should have done that with the M3, but you know, there you go. As the old song goes, money makes the world go round, unfortunately. But, you know, it might actually be good, you know. To be fair to Dovetail, that the previous three actually, route releases have been pretty solid. It's not been spectacular. It's not Blackpool branches kind of levels. I think Bahnstrecke Salzburg-Rosenheim was decent. The timetable was fairly packed. I haven't got it yet, but you know, just looking at the first preview and hearing from other people in the community that the route itself is okay. It's decent. Oh my goodness. I'm such a muppet for not turning on the desk light. Ugh. Oh God. I will find it. Find it. Come on. There's a switch there. Oh, is that it? Oh. I want to rearm it. There's got to be a rearm button somewhere. God. Come on. Oh, there he is. I managed to see it. The brief glimpses of light. I mean, why is there light coming into the cab? We're in a tunnel, for crying out loud. Very bizarre. Right, let's get going. Scooby Source, fair point. A proper discount if you own it already would be the right thing. Agreed. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, they're not going to make it for free, are they? So to get around that issue, they're stuck in the M9 EMU, which I've got nothing against the M9. I think it looks pretty cool. But, you know, a discount, significant discount, should have been put in place, but it's Dovetail. They're not going to do that, unfortunately. They did in the past, but they're not going to anymore, I'm afraid. Yeah, that's right, Scooby Saw, the M3 is still a separate purchase. Yeah, which is disappointing, but actually thinking about the M3, that's probably the reason why the Long Island Railroad, the original, will continue to exist, because you can't operate the M3 unless you have the original Long Island Railroad route. Because with the newer Train Sim World Loco add-ons, you don't have to have the route that has its majority of gameplay, you know, scenarios and tutorials and all that stuff. Whereas with the older Train Sim World Loco add-ons, you had to. So that's a sneaky little move. I've just realised that. So if you want to use the M3 on the Long Island Railroad commuter, you'd have to buy the old route and the M3. Very clever, very clever. It's greedy, but it's clever. But incredibly annoying. I mean, I own the route and the multiple unit, so it doesn't bother me as much, but for people that don't, then yeah, that's disappointing. Let's get it below 80. There we go. That should be fine. Yeah, scenery-wise, there really is not a lot. You know, but the countryside element is pretty bare and pretty bad. Even the ballast texture just looks awful. Really, really bad. You know, it's like using Microsoft Paint. Squirt a bit here and squirt a bit there. Really, really poor. I mean, the ballast textures in Train Sim World have always been pretty bad. Dovetail and ballast textures have never been a marriage made in heaven. Let's put it that way. But here we are, coming into Aix-en-Provence for the second time. Let's hope this one is a little bit better. Whoa. Perfect. That'll do. That'll do. There we are. We are Aix-en-Provence. There's the name, Aix-en-Provence. Exploration, I presume that means. Yeah, awesome station. Really, really cool. You get the trains thundering through on these set of tracks here. You got the other platform here, which then leads out to the road. Sadly, there's no traffic, but that doesn't bother me as much. Lock the doors. There we go. The next stop is Avignon. TGV. It's 67 kilometers away. is where the roller coaster element starts to come into play, especially on the many viaducts we will encounter in the duration of the journey. Quite a few. Come on, I've not played Train Sim World for ages. Just not had the will to do it. Fancy a run on the 313 on East Coastway. Oh yeah, that's a nice little coastal journey. The 313 is good, must admit. It's not too bad. Speaking of electric motor pooners, I'm very glad that finally Dovetail is bringing the Class 380 to Cathcart Circle. That route is in need of a bit of a makeover or a bit of a refresh. I'm not saying the route's terrible. I mean, I think the Cathcart Circle is actually overall a pretty decent package from Dovetail. So the fact we're going to get a new timetable, improvements to the old timetable. I don't know about the route itself, the lighting and weather and all that jazz, but new multiple unit on the Cathcart Circle, I like that. It's nice to see that Dovetail haven't completely abandoned some of the old routes in Train Sim World. I mean, Cathcart is nearly 3 years old, so it's nice that they're bringing something new to it. That I do welcome. No, Dovetail is making the 380. So yeah, it won't be as bad sound-wise as the 385. Nice hot chocolate, I must say. Turn the power off. Turn on the power. I mean, what's pretty cool about that 380 is that they're bringing some different variations, some different configurations. So you have a 3 coach set, a 4, 5, and 6 car variants. So that's pretty cool. So you get the 380-0 and the 380-1. So that's pretty cool. Changes things up a little bit. Fast and Furious. Going a bit too fast. Won't make that same mistake against Spurs with the brakes. There we go. Commander probably should have done it with its own route. I mean, I love Cathcart, but it's a bit short for 380. The 314 is perfect for it. Like, I think Dovetail is in discussions with Rivet of trying to make it compatible with the ScotRail Express and then to Glasgow route, which would be nice. 5 Circle, I'm not too sure. I don't think so. Excuse me, I don't think so. I don't think the 380's operated on the 5 Circle line. I might be wrong. Right, we have a new top speed of 320 kilometers per hour. That is 200 miles per hour. Nice. Speed limit has changed. We can set the power to maximum and reach the new permitted speed. We've got 46 kilometers to go until Avignon TGV. Well, Commander, I should go down. Well, we'll wait and see. If it, I mean, they are in discussions with Rivet of making it possible for the 380 to be usable on the ScotRail Express. Would be nice, because then you could just use it instead of the 385 because of its terrible sounds. I mean, of course, we have no idea what the 380 is going to sound like from Dovetail, but I don't think it will sound as bad as the 385. Certainly show River Games up, that's for sure. Because Rivet, of course, have to try and fix their 5 Circle line. Timetable is still incomplete as we speak, but he went in more in depth of on their forums and the roadmap of how they plan to remedy that issue, which is good. They didn't go into detail on the so-called other fixes that have been requested by the community, but it better be scenery, that's all I could say. Because elements of that route scenery is appalling in my view. Like distance scenery, you know, I have not a problem with that. You know, if it's a little bit flat and bare, because that's always been the case with Train Sim World. But if it's like, you know, very close to the track, you know, in the driver's eye line, you know, I have a problem with that then. So, yeah. I mean, that's why I've held off buying any new DLC so far this year. Maybe except one. Simmering Barn. I look forward to getting that when I have the opportunity. What is that on the distance? That's a mountainous terrain just cut in half. I was wondering why it looked a little bit jaded at the side. Half of it's missing. Okay, fair enough. I mean, to be fair to Dovetail, I mean, they have improved the mountainous terrain, you know, immensely. Since the launch of you know, Train Sim World 4 with that LIDAR technology they've used. So the terrain aspect, you know, as far as distance scenery is concerned, they've certainly upped their game with that, no question. I mean, Rivet's what's it called? The Bernina line. I was actually quite interested in that route until I found out that it's not the full line going to St. Moritz, so that put me off immediately from purchasing it. So I don't plan to pick it up. I think they have modelled at least the tracks to St. Moritz and some outlines in mountainous scenery, but other than that, they haven't. Obviously, you know, they never completed it. I presume it was going to be completed to St. Moritz, but I presume time was against them, so they had to cut it at I don't know, where does the route start? Is it Spizio Bernina, something like that? Which is a shame, because I think if it went to St. Moritz, I think that route would be pretty decent. It would be overall a decent package, and would be by far, I think, Rivet's best product for quite some time, because I thought the scenery, you know, looking at the trailers and stuff and videos, it looks okay. It doesn't look too bad. It's not West Cornwall levels of horror, you know, scenery wise. And the multiple unit as well, the Allegra 812, that's a multiple unit I've wanted to see in the game for some time, and I'm glad it's in the game. But I won't get a route that's you know, 3/4 finished. I want the full line going to St. Moritz. I mean, if they've started it, I'm pretty sure they could finish it. So, but I have my doubts. Knowing Rivet, they'll probably say, "Hey, look, we finished the section going to St. Moritz for the Bernina line. You have to pay an extra £5 or something." We got under 20 kilometers to go until Avignon TGV. Well, come on, and the fact people still support them is mind-boggling to me. Like, getting them when they're dirt cheap on sale, I get, but that's it. They're all just god-awful developers, Dovetail, Rivet, etc. Yeah, true. I mean, well, I wouldn't say all of them are god-awful. I wouldn't say Skyhook is completely awful. To be fair to them, the routes they've made have been okay. Cane Creek, albeit, you know, it was pretty short and steady and slow, but the scenery, I can't complain. That was pretty decent, very good as far as distance scenery goes. Horseshoe Curve, I thought the route was not too bad, far better than what I was expecting. It's just the traction, or the Norfolk Southern traction, was sound-wise wasn't very good. Midland Main Line, at first they had a very wobbly release, but since then, you know, give credit to them, they've patched it up and improved it into the condition it's currently in now, which is miles better than what it was at release, that's for sure. So Skyhook is okay, they're kind of 50-50, you know. One thing I disapprove of Skyhook is adding these stupid freight packs, these freight, you know, volume packs, and charging £10 for it. That I don't like at all. If it was with a different freight locomotive, you know, I'd accept that, but it's not. It's the same old 66. So that's what gets my gripe. Six and a half kilometers to go, just over, until we reach Avignon TGV. My goodness me, we've got a break. Wasn't expecting that. Speed change to be that dramatic, and it doesn't like it. I thought it wouldn't. Bollocks. Excuse me, language. Slow down, slow down, slow down. I had a safety system briefly butt in, but thankfully it's disappeared. It's happy with my deceleration, so that's good. There was a little orangey yellow light on the dash there on the right hand side. I don't know what safety system that is. Thankfully, I think LGV Méditerranée comes with a manual. I'll have a look at the manual. That's something that does irritate me. That Dovetail have just done away with is their lack of manuals in PDF form. They're just past the point of no return now. You need some manuals. I mean, I was trying to faff around with the Vectron the other day. I was like, where's the manual for it? I found it in the end. It was on the main game manual. I thought it would be a separate manual with a loco add-on, but no. Hey Cider Kid, nice to see you. Hope you're well. I'm very well, thank you. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Just having some fun on the LGV Méditerranée. Haven't been on it for quite some time. Just about to pull up into Avenue, TGV. Yeah, exactly, Scooby-Saurus. I mean, with I'm just thinking two freight. I've got now two freight packs. The second one's coming out whenever soon. I imagine it's not far around the corner. The aggregate one. They had a petroleum pack and they've got an aggregate pack. And I think they're the exact same 66. Even the livery's the same. So. Not brilliant. I mean, I like the freight rolling stock. I've got no qualm about it, you know, quarrel about it, but it just irritates me that it comes with a 66 every single time. They should do what who's it called? Searchlight Simulations, the US developer on Train Sim Classic does. He releases some big freight rolling stock packs, and they're for free as well, believe it or not. You can pick it up on his website for £0 and 0 pence, or $0 and 0 cents. And it just literally consists of different types of freight cars and wagons and hoppers and all sorts, you know? I know they're pretty high quality. Visuals, physics, sounds, brilliant, fantastic. If Skyhook did that, you know, take all these wagons and things I'm making, just stick it into one pack, you know, without the 66, I'd happily take that, and I think a few people would as well. But here we are at Avignon, TGV. Very different station. Some shoddy road building over there. Oh dear. Yeah, you can tell this route was rushed, which is a shame, considering it's the only French route in the game. Obviously the route would continue north up to Lyon, but this is as far as we can go. Blimey. It's a fast going river or a stream. We've got some cars parked up on the side of the road here. Don't see that very often. We have some rocks by the roadside. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Don't know if that's legit or not. There we are. That took me just over 38 minutes. And I think we'll continue chapter 2 and we'll go to Marseille, Seychelles. The final leg of this stream. And then after that, I think we'll call it a day. Alright. Let's unlock the doors. So it's a normal LGV. Tail lights on, gauge lights on. Manual control. Gauge lights to maximum. Panel lights. Set them to max. Sadly, Mad Max won the Chinese Grand Prix this morning. Or this afternoon. Wherever you are around the world, if you watch the Chinese Grand Prix. I didn't even bother watching it live because I knew he was going to win it. I saw the qualifying lap times and I thought, yeah, he's going to walk away with it. And that proved to be the case. I don't hate Max Verstappen, I don't hate Red Bull. I'm just not a fan of them. Simple as that. Sadukin, yeah, loco packs are just not worth it in general, outside of a few exceptions. I'm trying to think, what are the few exceptions? Struggling to think here what loco packs are actually decent. Well, the New Journeys expansion pack, that wasn't overall. It wasn't very good. I mean, you could pick them up individually as well. I think the 423 for Kurlaken at the time, that was pretty good because it came with a new timetable. And they did 2 loco packs for Train Sim World 3. Was it 2 or was it 1? I think it was 2. Yeah, one of them was what was it? A Relivery 66 with some leaf blowing equipment. Well, I forget what it is. The treatment train, railhead treatment train. That's it. Yeah, the Dispalock BR182, which I thought was actually pretty good, to be fair. And the F7 for Cajon Pass, which was a complete joke, completely unrealistic. But at least it looked nice. I suppose it's a good thing. The second loco pack they launched. What did they actually launch? Oh yeah, that stupid ICE Freer livery pack, which are completely pointless for Kurlaken. I think it had the rainbow stripe and the environmentally green stripe. It didn't add any new services, just some scenarios. Pretty darn pointless, I must say. The BNSF ST70ACE was a joke. The rolling stock wasn't featured in the timetable, which was a shame because I thought the new rolling stock that came with the ST70ACE was pretty good. But what's the point of having it if you can't use them? British side, I can't remember what the loco add-on for the UK was in that pack 2. I can't remember. But yeah, the loco packs have been released since Train Sim World 4 launch have been pretty shocking, in my opinion. That reliveried 323 for Birmingham Cross City. Waste of time. Obviously the Skyhook packs to a degree I like. I like the freight rolling stock. I just don't like the fact you have to pay £10 every single time. And another 66. I think I've lost count how many times we've had. How many versions of 66s have we got? I think it's like 4 or 5 now. It's ridiculous. We need a new UK freight locomotive. I don't care if it's electric or diesel. We just need one fast. The Engineering Express for ScotRail Express by Rivet, that was a joke. Because it's another 66. They didn't even get the version they wanted right. Which was even more of an insult. And then to add insult to injury, the rolling stock they used, the freight wagons, were the ones used on West Cornwall. So yeah, that was pretty pointless. So yeah, not good. Anyway, turning our attention to the journey, of course, as you can see, we are going via Aix-en-Provence, 61 kilometers away. This is one of the very few services that will not stop at Aix-en-Provence. So it's quite nice that in the streamer managed to stumble upon this particular type of service where you don't stop at Aix-en-Provence. Commando, here's another 66p again, and Wood does go for A to B. Yeah, pretty much. Speed limit has increased to 320 kilometers per hour. Jeff, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Do you know when they're going to preview the new Long Island Railroad? That's a good question, actually. I could have a look. They normally say on their forums. Just got to be careful with how fast I'm going at the moment. There we go. Turn the power off. Let's type in the forum. Just got to let it load in. Announcements. Yeah, the Long Island Railroad commuter is previewing next Thursday, this Thursday I should say, coming, April the 25th. So it's not coming out this week, my apologies, it's coming out next week. The 30th, I think, of April. It's 30th or 31st, it's one of those two dates when the route is actually being released, but yeah, preview stream 5 or 6 days before release. It's a little bit troubling to me. That sounds like they've rushed it, but we'll wait and see. I mean, the multiple unit looks good. I mean, I've seen the pictures of it, obviously, of the route, and I mean, there's not much to draw upon, you know, from the route itself. But you know, multiple unit M9 looks pretty decent. It's reasonably new, the M9, isn't it? It came into service in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So, reasonably new. So yeah, the preview stream, Jeff, will be on Thursday the 25th of April. It doesn't say what time, but I imagine it'll be in the evening of 25th of April. I'll definitely keep an eye on that. Have a little peek, see what it's like. Hopefully Dovetail will get the right version showcased this time. Compared to what happened with 5 Circle, where they got, well, the wrong version or the wrong build of the 5 Circle line. That's why it led to all the criticisms and probably a huge drop in sales. But you know, it's only Rivet and Dovetail's fault to blame. They made a huge mistake. Just regarding preparation for that stream, the fact they realised after the previous stream had finished, yeah, not good. Let's increase the power to maximum in a minute. Just over 40 kilometres until we will be thundering through Aix-en-Provence. Jeff is, yeah, that is right, it's coming on the 30th. Yeah, you were right. I thought it was the 30th, but I wasn't sure if it was maybe the 31st, but yeah. It will be releasing on the 30th of April. At full price, unfortunately. There you go. Can't control that. Speed limit is increased again to 320 kilometers per hour. Maybe not. It's now back to 300. That's alright, Jeff. No problems. No worries, I should say. Presumably there's another train in front of us that may have stopped at Aix-en-Provence. No, not yet. Speed limit has increased again, or maybe not, it's decreased. It's going back and forth with speed limits. I suppose there's a train in front of us that is forcing us to slow down a little bit. Or hence why the speed limit keeps changing. Turn the power off, let the train cruise. It. Right, I think I'll say the usual YouTube shenanigans. If you'd enjoyed the stream so far, make sure to hit the like button below, and if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. The next stream will be tomorrow on Monday the 22nd of April 2024, and the next route we'll be taking a look at and having some fun will be the Southeastern High Speed, one of my favourite modern UK routes in the game so far. 20 kilometers until Aix-en-Provence. Speed limit change, what will it be this time? Will it be 320? It should decrease as we get closer to Aix-en-Provence. Maybe not, it's back to 300 again. I'll let the train coast and continue to decelerate. Lose speed. Oh, that's back up to 300 again. Make that back down to 270. I'll tell you, one of the main body pieces of the LGV Méditerranée is weirdly the tutorial. The cab setup is fantastic. It really goes into depth and detail of, you know, well, how to get the multiple unit up and running, and teaches you what each brake does, and how to do, what is it, a brake test and all that kind of stuff. Things you don't normally see in the more recent Train Sim World tutorials. So that's pretty cool. Brake anyway, so I'm 3.5% down the gradient. Get to 270, I think. What time are we due into Marseille? 12:23. Yeah, it's going to be cutting it fine. Just over 10 minutes. Not too far now from Aix-en-Provence. There is no train in front. It hasn't stopped at the platform as I thought earlier, but so we should have a clear run to Marseille. Speed. There we go. $230. Made that $270. Storming through Aix-en-Provence. Ooh, slow down. risky me doing a shot of the train thundering through the station, but managed to avoid the safety systems going haywire, so that's good. $200. Don't lose too much. Alright, diving into the tunnel once again. We got just over 8.5 kilometers until the power changeover. Change power from LGV to DC. I'd be amazed if we reach Marseille on time. I have my doubts. Oh, definitely not now. Yep, 160 is the speed limit now. Hey Chris Martin, nice to see you, hope you're well. Just having some fun on the LGV Méditerranée with the high-speed TGV duplex. In fact, there goes one now. Yeah, just on the approach to Marseille. Having come from Aix-en-Provence, Avignon. Speed limit will change to 160 kilometers per hour, so best get down to that speed limit. There we are. I'll have to change power soon. Thankfully it's in the day light, so I can actually see what I'm doing, so that's something. Right. Right, let's prepare. Just wait for the little pop-up. We are. Lower the pantograph. DC. Set it to normal. Oh, come on. Get out of that tunnel. There we go. There we go. We're in DC power mode now. Might make it on time. The signals and will favour us. Shouldn't be many trains at Marseille. There's one. There is one in the depot, and there's one coming in. So, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, so there could be 3 trains in Marseille. That's rare. Wouldn't it be cool if we had the old Eurostar? That'd be awesome. Imagine having that. That'd be cool. I don't have much love for the new or the current Eurostar sets, but I forget what classification they are. But I forget what units they are, but they're the first Eurostar set, if you like, of trains. I'm gonna have a guess, maybe a 383 or something, but I don't know. There's one at the National Railway Museum. Oh no, I broke it. Oh no. Bugger. That's my fault. It's not TVM. It's KVB. Fair enough. Fair play. I had a feeling he was going to catch me out at some point. I have to reset the system now because I effectively stalled it. There we go. Oh, there's always got to be one mistake from me in this stream. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. Come on, train. There we go. So this is the city of Marseille. It's not very pretty. Leave it at just under 60. Greasy Simmer Gaming, hey, how are you? E300 is the first. And the new one is the 320, yeah, that's right. 300, yeah. I had a feeling it was like numbered 300 something, but I just couldn't remember what it was. But yeah, that would be awesome if we had the Eurostar 300 set in Train Sim World. I don't know what section of route or network of Eurostar I'll choose, but I don't know. Or even as a loco add-on or something, that'd be pretty awesome. Speed limit of 30 kilometers per hour, as we are now on the final approach to Marseille Saint-Charles. Increase the speed a little bit. There we are. Yep, 3 trains it will be, I think. I really like these the signals on the ground there, and that purple colour, very unique, pinky purple colour, pink really. I can't remember if LGV Méditerranée had a manual, because it'd be quite interesting to learn and read up on the signalling system in France. And the signs as well, of course. But yeah, here we are, pulling into Marseille Saint-Charles after a pretty solid run. I have a little hiccup at the end. Managed to complete it in one piece. And nearly, 2 minutes late? That's not too bad. Could have been worse. But yeah, 2 journeys on LGV Méditerranée. Nice to be back on it. It's good fun. Nice challenge, as you've seen. Just pull up to the buffers. There we are. And here we are. Journey's end. POS displays working. Excellent. This one's going to Lyon, the next service. There's the other one. Trio of TGVs. And just look at the weathering down here. Yeah, the texture isn't brilliant, but it's nice to see it weathered. It's not completely shiny and clean. Obviously you got the double-decker coaches. Pretty cool. There we are. Took me just under 32 minutes. Obviously went via Aix-en-Provence. And got to Marseille at 12:24. And that will be that. Yeah, I'm fine. Greasy Simmer Gaming. Not too bad, thank you. Calais to Brussels. Oh, that's a good choice. Yeah, have Eurostar and TGV. That's a good shout, actually. Sergeant Kim, wish they released a regional French route to spice up Marseille with non-playable traffic. Yeah, agreed. I agree with you on that one. Definitely. Especially as the Paris Olympics are coming up, maybe they should do something Paris-related. Get in the Olympic spirit, I suppose. Greasy Simmer Gaming went on my first trip on the Eurostar the other week, so it's an amazing experience. I bet it was. I imagine first class, you're in a different world. But yeah, there we are. That concludes this stream on the only French route, sadly, in Train Sim World, the LGV Méditerranée. If you'd enjoyed this stream, feel free to hit the thumbs up button below. And if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then yeah, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. The next stream will be tomorrow on Monday, the 22nd of April 2024, on the southeastern high-speed route, one of my favourite modern UK routes to have been featured in Train Sim World so far. So hopefully you could join me then, come along and see me mess up probably on the high-speed 1 section as well as the commuter lines. But that's all from me. I would just like to say thank you very much for watching. Take care, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time.